Welcome back again to my new tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to add the native ads inside of our recycler adapter. So in the last videos, I have created this view pager using the recycler adapter, and in this video, we are going to add these native ad inside of our adapter that will repeat it after some items. So how can you achieve that? So let's get started. First, open the documentation, Admob documentation of Google's. So in this documentation, first you need to add the dependencies. So we are going to add these dependencies in our project. So if you haven't seen my last view pager video, the link is in the description. You can see that video first and then come to this video. So then we are going to add these native ads and we will sync them. Okay, after the sync completion, then what we need to do is we need to add this these thing inside of our manifest file. Then we'll go to the manifest file and we will add this thing inside of our application. Now here we need to add the ID, and this is the ID. I'm going to add this ID inside of our like string file, so I'm going to copy this thing, and then here will be the like adds app ID, and I'm going to copy this one and paste it here. Now we're going to use that ID here, so that is string and then adds app ID. So you need to add this thing. After that, what you need to do is you need to add this thing inside of your first activity. So where is our activity? Here it is. So here I'm going to add like this line here, and we're going to import it. Now we need to add the native ads, so we are going to jump to the implementation of native ads. Now inside of this native ad, first you need to do is you need to copy all these things. We're going to add this thing here, and import everything. And I'm going to like copy this thing inside our string file. So I'm going to change the ID native ads ID. So I'm going to copy this thing and paste it here, and we're going to change this to the like get string r dot string dot native ads ID. So now you need to do is you need to add this line to load your native ads. So after that we will do this thing. So this is a simple thing you need to add your inside of your activity. In this function you will get if the ad is loaded successfully, you will handle the failure inside of this function. And if these are the more individual option setting, but we are not gonna do anything inside of this, so you can remove this thing also. So we are going to use these things. So we need null values inside of our array, where we are going to show our ads inside of a recycler adapter, and we need uh, multiple view holder inside of our recycler adapter. So for that, first what we're going to do is we're going to add the null values inside of our array. So for that I'm going to create a function. So where what we need here is first we need the list here, what that is in the form of integer, and same we will return this thing, but that contains the null value. So I'm making it a null here and remove this thing. Inside of this I'm going to add a new array and make it name of like wall new data, and then same array list of integer. sorry, we need equals to here our list of int. And then what we are going to do is we're going to make a loop here, and that is like for loop for I in data dot uh that thing indices. And inside of this, what are we going to do is we're going to add a null value whenever we got a reminder of 4. So remainder 4 equal to 0, then we are going to add a null value. Then here what we're going to do is we're going to add a condition. If I remainder 4 is equal to 0, then we are going to add a new data dot add null. And we need to do is we need to make it a null label, so we can it allow us to add a null value. And we also need to add one more condition. If if this is the first position or if this is the last position, we are not going to add the null value. Then the condition is like, if I is not is equal to 0 and I is not equal to data dot size minus 1. And before after that we're going to add the value of that array that we're passing from the argument, and that is like dot add data I. And after that loop we're going to return our new data. So this is how we're going to add the null values inside of our old array. So if you want to submit like if you got native ads from successfully here, then you need to add a null values and pass that null values to your uh, adopter. So I'm going to use that adopter here, that is like slider adopter dot submit list, and then here add null values inside of array. And where is our array? The function is get wallpaper, so I am going to pass that function here. And below here what we need to do is in case of failure, what we are going to do is we are going to submit the array that don't have null values. So for now that's it for our activity. Now what we need to do is we have to open our adopter, and here what we need to do is we need to add a new view holder class. So I'm going to add like a new class with the name of ads holder. And what we need to do is we need to extend it with the recycler view dot view holder. And we need to add the view inside of our constructor and pass to the view holder. Now inside of this we need to handle our add, but for that we need to tell the difference between these holder types. So for that I'm going to add a function get atom view type. And here what we are going to return is we have to add a condition. If the data position is equal to null, then we are going to like show the ads, otherwise we're going for a view holder. For that that differentiation I'm going to add two values here, item ads, and I'm give it a value of like 1, and wall item wallpaper, and I'm going to give it a value of 2. So here we're going to put a condition. You can use if, you can use when, whatever you want to use. So when data sorry get item at position is equal to, so I'm going to do this thing here, is equal to null, then what we are going to do is we are going to use this thing. So that is item ads. So I'm going to use the item ads here. And else part, in our else part, what we are going to show is we are going to show our wallpaper. So the name of that thing is item wallpaper. So what we are going to do is the item wallpaper. Now we need to tell our own create view holder which layout it have to show when the value is null and when the value is not null. For that we also use conditions when the view type okay is equal to item adds, what we're going to do is and if it is like item wallpaper, then what we're going to do is, so inside of like our wallpaper, so I'm gonna make it else condition. So if this error also goes wrong, invisible, so I'm going to make it else, and inside of this, in case of if it don't have a null value, we're going to simply show this view holder. And if it have a null value, then we need to add this adds holder. But for that, first we need a layout for that, and I already created a layout because it's take time to design this complete ad. So if you want this layout, you can get the project in the description that I have uploaded on the GitLab, so you can get that layout from there. So I'm going to paste it here. So inside of this adopter ads, I have already designed the complete layout, and you can get this from the GitLab repository. So what we're going to do is I'm going to call this class ads holder, and inside of this I'm going to copy this thing, paste it here, and we just need to change the name of layout, that is ads adopter. And now we have to differentiate between these two holders. So here I'm going to make a check if the holder is view holder, and in the else if the holder is ads holder. So if it's a view holder, what we need to do is we just need to do this holder dot same thing on bind. So for now we don't need this thing. And in our ads holder, what we need to do is we need to show ads. So I'm also going to make a function of on bind here. Whenever it's bind, we will call that function. So I'm making function on bind, and inside of this we're going to show the native ad. But for that, first we need to get the native ad inside of our adopter. I'm going to make all these private. So for that we need a variable for native ad. So these are the native ads, and how we're going to get these native ads inside of our adopter, we are going to make a public function. Through that we're going to pass these native ads inside of our adopter. For that I'm like making a function with the name of set native ads, and inside of this we are going to pass from the argument, and below here we are going to do is make that equal to this one. So we're going to pass it from our activity. So whenever we get these ad, we are going to pass it inside of our activity. So that's how you can pass the native ads inside of your activity. And now you are going to handle these, means you need to show these ads inside of your adopter. Whenever this calls, you need to show all of the stuff to your this uh, adopter layouts. You need to show the header of page, the image of that app, and this will be the media content and all the stuff. So how can you do that? I have already made the function for that, because it will take also almost too much time to write these things. I will explain each and everything to you, how this will work here. So I need to import this thing here just. And what we need to do is we need to like just call that function here, show native ad. And inside this, first you need to pass the native ad that we are getting from the activity. I'm going to pass that native ad, and then all the views that this holder contains. Then for that we need item view, so we are going to pass this view here. And what this function is doing, first it's almost initializing all the views that this layout contains. All the view, like the header of the page, the this image view, this media view, this button. So first we initializing all these views. After that we are assigning all the views to our main view. So the main view is our this native ad view. So we need to assign each and every view to the main view, and then we need to provide the values. We need to assign the values to the all these views. So we are going to provide the text to this, and the body to this text, call to action to this button, drawable to this image view, price to this text view. And after each and everything, what we need to do is we need to like submit this native ad to our main view. So this is how this function works. It take almost too much time, that's why I'll already make that function. So if you need that function, you can get this from the project. And this is how and what we need to do is now we just need to call that function inside of our on bind view holder here, a holder dot on bind. So let's run the project and check the output of this code. No, it didn't launch the app. Let's run this again. So the app runs successfully. Now you can see it's loading the ads perfectly inside of our adopter. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe my channel, and thanks for watching my tutorial.